Welcome to the Never Yield podcast. Today is Tuesday, February 3rd, and on today's pod, we will recap the Hogs' pathetic performance from Saturday after their loss to Kentucky. We'll give our thoughts on where the team's at and what they need to focus heading on to their week off. We'll go around all the sports news from around the country. Andrew, how was your weekend, my man?
Finally starting to get over the sinus infection. I think I passed it on to the kids now.
Hey,
Yeah, we're we're dealing with it there, but yeah, just trying to get the house put together still and everything, and regret that I took time away to watch that game the other night. So
ain't that the truth? Yeah, I regret that I walked in negative 5-degree weather up to that arena and froze my tail off. And
yeah.
I even like dressed for the occasion. Like I never wear jeans. I don't wear jeans unless I'm going to a wedding ever. That's the only, or maybe or a concert.
Uh-huh.
I'm a I'm a wedding concert jeans guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I wear like golf pants to church. I don't ever wear jeans to church. I wear like golf pants.
Yeah.
And I went jeans in my Tacovas boots, like
Hey.
with my
All
with my white out, and like I dressed for the occasion and
right.
walked in the freezing cold to watch that pathetic performance.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, outside of that, my weekend was it was fine. I'm trying to think of what I did. I did something Saturday morning. Oh, we had a little birthday party for the grandma. Turned 85, so we drove down to
Okay.
Charleston, Arkansas for that. And
Yeah.
but but yeah, weekend was fine. If we would have filmed this right after the game, oof, it would not have been for the ears of PG-13. You would have been rated R or rated X. But 48 hours later, deep breath. Man, we'll just get right into it. Hogs get beat by Kentucky, 85-77. Um, in front of just an electric crowd. You could just feel the buzz in the building,
Yeah.
and never really got into it until the Billy Richmond dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, it was just so frustrating because the place was just waiting to erupt.
Mm-hmm.
And the same old slow starting Hogs that we've been seeing get down right off the bat. 14-5, I think, is what we got down. Um,
Yeah.
another slow start, another not showing up ready to play with a fire under your rear end, ready to make somebody want to cry. I mean, there's just no killer instinct. There's no effort, no intensity early in the games. And we just kind of looked past it with the Oklahoma game and the LSU game. And, it's been happening for a while.
Yeah.
And we've kind of looked through it because we've pulled out wins.
Mm-hmm.
But we let a couple wins against the two worst teams in the SEC, Oklahoma and LSU. Even though we started slow in both of them, we let the wins kind of put a mask on reality for us. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just this team's identity right now. There's no other way to do it. It's just this team's identity. I mean, what are your thoughts? How do you think you fix starting off so slow?
Yeah, I I don't know. We've talked about it a little bit and touched on it, the last few pods, I feel like, but yeah, it's just I don't understand how you can play that high sometimes. I mean, and then, you saw spurts of it in the second half there. Um, when we gained like a 5-point lead, I was like, okay, we're in the driver's seat of this thing. They got 3 technical fouls in like a minute and a half. And you're like, okay,
40 seconds, 3 technical fouls and 40 seconds of game
yeah,
time.
yeah. So it was like, okay, very rarely do you feel like, you know, we're on the ref side or the refs are on the hog side. And there for a minute it was kind of like, okay, all right, well, we're in control of this game now. They're getting tentacles, they're starting to feel the effects of the bud, and then you just throw it away again. And I'm just like, I don't know how you release that momentum back to the other team, like when they're doing stuff like that. And yeah, it's I don't know. I hate to sound like all the old heads and be like, "Well, players are getting paid now, so the pride's not there," and that kind of stuff. But man, when we were growing up and watching the Razorbacks, like there was not in every team, but in a lot of teams, like there was like a pride, like to Razorback basketball, and there was like there was a tenacity. Like, going back and watching those like Nolan Richardson teams and stuff, like there was a fight, there was and you just don't see, like, we play really well at times, and there's been games, like the South Carolina game and what was Vanderbilt, where it was like they're in a team in the country that was going to play with us those nights. But even when we're playing at our best, it just you don't feel the pride or like the tenacity to keep going. And so I don't know how you fix it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, I think part of it is just there's no Arkansas kids on the roster. You talked about when we were kids and Razorback guys growing up. I mean, I guess
Hmm.
is Isaiah Seeley the only Arkansas kid? Like, and
Yeah.
obviously he doesn't play. Um, and it's the same way with football. Kind of, we talked about it, just the pride of wearing the hog. And but there's so many layers to it. Like, talent gets this team through a lot, and I think they
Hmm.
know that. I think they're like, all
Yeah.
right, yeah, we'll just rely on our talent. Well, that doesn't work against good teams. That only
Hmm.
works against bad teams. There was never a you couldn't have drawn up a better situation like for this game and the way it was all coming to fruition. I mean, we were undefeated at home.
Yeah.
We're more
Oh, I know.
we're more
That's
talented than them.
Yeah.
Kentucky's coming off a 30-point loss at Vandy. They haven't led at halftime all year. They've been terrible. They always start off slow. I
Hmm.
mean, two of their best players are out because of injury. You're on ESPN prime time. It's a whiteout. Like, you can't write a book about it any better.
Yeah.
And to lay an egg when this was just given to you on a platter
Yeah.
is what's so frustrating to me. I mean, it was just given to you.
Yeah. And especially, I mean, it's Kentucky. It's where Cal came from. This is the first game Kentucky's coming to Bud Walton since Cal came, and it's just like you'd think that there would be just a fight with this team that would be like they're not coming in this building and getting out with a win. And you just like you're missing like just stupid things like missing free throws, let their second chance opportunities that we gave Kentucky. It's just like it's the same stuff. And it's
Yeah,
like in these type games, you can't give up those easy things.
yeah.
Like you talked about a couple pods ago, like control what you can control. And just like, dude, you went out there airballing technical free throws. Like, what the like, figure it out. It's it's those things that are so frustrating. And yeah,
I had that down my list in my head. Why was Malik Ewan shooting our technical free throws?
yeah, there's that also.
Like, I know he's not a terrible free throw shooter, and I know Acuff had missed a couple the last couple games, and maybe he already missed a couple that game. You
Hmm.
still have Malik Thomas on the court when that happened. You
Yeah.
still have Billy Richmond, who's an unbelievable free throw shooter.
Hmm.
Trevor Brazil's a really good free throw shooter, even though he missed two later in the game. Like,
Hmm.
I need an explanation why Malik Ewan got sent to that free throw line in that situation. How did that
Yeah.
not get asked in the postgame? I mean, every Arkansas media member who sat in that postgame presser with Cal did not ask that question. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Yeah.
And I know Cal's pressers can be tough because you ask one question, he talks for 6 minutes. But
Right.
like you got to get that question in there, and
Yeah.
make no mistake about it. John Calipari knows more basketball, has forgotten more than I know,
Yeah.
and my whole life has been basketball. And but I mean, the bottom line is Kentucky. They were obviously the better team that day. It's one thing if they come in and they beat us and like we play well and they just like outdueled us and it was just back and forth and
Yeah.
like that's not what it was though. Like we were just terrible. We were just
Mhm.
pathetic. And they were more disciplined than us in crunch time. I know they got those 3 technicals, but the last 10 minutes of the game, who got all the technicals? I mean, it was
Yeah.
us. And they were
Yeah.
better prepared. They played harder. They got all the 50-50 balls. We missed a ton of free throws. We shot it poorly from 3 again. Um, I mean, there was nothing positive to come from this game for me. Like, you
Mhm.
try to find a silver lining of every game somehow, like to just something, and I
Mhm.
can't come up with anything. Not a thing.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. I'm getting to the point where just being a Hog fan my whole life, the negative thoughts are starting to creep in of like, we're gonna waste maybe the best,
Yep.
top 2 or 3 player that's ever put on the uniform. We're gonna waste the season and not make it to the second weekend of the tournament. And you hate to think that way. You hate to see it if it comes to fruition. But the way this team's playing right now, it's not there. And you hope that Cal's team turn it on in March. But he's not shy of being one and done in the tournament.
Mhm.
And so it's happened to better Kentucky teams than this Arkansas team. Has been in and out the first game. So I don't know. Just you put so much, especially after the football season we had, you putting so much faith into this basketball team and this roster, and excited about A Cup and just man, the negative thoughts just start to come in, and you hate it. You don't want to, but you can't help it as a Hog fan. It's just as a lifelong Hog fan. It's where your mind goes,
Well, that's what I
and
said on the last pod. I was like, I think we're going to win by 20, and I feel vulnerable because I'm letting my guard down. Because every time we start feeling like this, we know what happens.
mhm. Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And this pod is going to be mainly negative and mainly, Debbie Downer. I still think this team has the talent, obviously, to get hot and make a run.
Hmm.
But more than ever, I feel like this team could be, like you said, upset in the first round now.
Hmm.
Earlier, where I was like, man, this is a Sweet 16 team at worst.
Hmm.
But now it's like this could be get hot, make a run, Elite Eight team, Final Four team, or bounce in the first round and nobody's surprised by it. Like
Hmm.
it's just the ebbs and flows with this team. Um, how going back to these slow starts. So when I was a coach, I'll tell you how I address teams that started slow. And there's obviously different ways to do it. Um, I think the number one thing that probably needs to be addressed is when you're starting the game slow, it's time to put your best 5 players on the court to start the game.
Yeah.
I'm all for it, and I've said it on this pod. I'm a big fan of bringing in people off the bench who can give you a big spark and elevate
Hmm.
it. But whenever you're consistently starting the game this bad, it's time to put the guy who you know is going to play the hardest of anybody on the court all the time in the starting lineup.
Hmm.
Billy
Yeah.
Richmond needs to be in the starting lineup. Period.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
Nick Pringle, he's just he's lost all his confidence. He's killing us right now. And I'm not trying to bag on Nick Pringle because he needs to be decent for us to make a run. But it's time to put Malik Ewing in the starting lineup. Malik Ewing is not great, but he's better than Nick Pringle, and he brings more on both ends than Nick Pringle. And
Hmm.
so, I mean, if the starting lineup when we go to Mississippi State on Saturday is not Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas, Billy Richmond, Trevin Brazile, and Malik Ewing, I'm just gonna be like, what are we doing? Why? Why?
No, I
So
agree with.
you can change the starting lineup to get your best guys on the court, and you have to do it in practice.
Mm-hmm.
You have to practice fast. You have to start fast. You have to put an emphasis on it. You have to make sure the first 15, 20 minutes of your practice, like you put an emphasis on being sharp, being mentally tough, having attention to detail. Like all these things, like you got to overemphasize it with your guys and make
Mm-hmm.
sure that, hey, we are locked in these first 15, 20 minutes of practice.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you always say, it's cliche, but you play how you practice.
Yeah.
Well, if you come out flat in practice, and then that's how you're going to start your games. If you end the last 20 minutes of your practice lazy because you're tired, well, you're probably going to end the most of your games with a lack of effort and lazy because you're tired. Like
Mm-hmm.
it all correlates. So
Yeah.
you got to change the starting lineup, and you have to put a direct emphasis on your energy, your intensity, your enthusiasm in the first 20 minutes of practice if you want anything
Mm-hmm.
to change.
Yeah.
That's what I would
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah, you got to switch it up because it's not working right now. So
Can't keep beating your head against the wall.
yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
Um, and hey, if it doesn't work, it ain't because you didn't try.
Right. Yeah. It's it's not going to be any worse than what we've been doing.
I
So
used to tell my guys all the time, I was like, hey, we played everybody in our conference twice. If what we did defensively the first time did not work, I said, we're going to try something different. And I said, if it
hmm
doesn't work, then we'll go back to kind of what we know the best, but let's try this. And
hmm
if they beat us again, it ain't gonna be because we didn't try to change it up, or we didn't try a different scheme, or we didn't try a different
yeah.
game plan. I
hmm
said, it ain't gonna be because we're just sitting here doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's the same concept. Defensively, this team's still just pathetic. That's who they are. We
hmm
got to quit. We got to quit talking about how they got to get better. They're not going to get better.
Yeah.
We're 20 something games into the season. I mean, we know who we are now. It's
Yeah.
just you are who you are. Um, Maybe changing the start lineup will help your defense a little bit, but we don't keep the ball in front of us at all. We give up way too many downhill drives,
Yeah.
too many paint touches. How do you prevent that? Well, you don't try to pick the guy up in his shirt at half court.
hmm
Back off a few feet. Don't worry about ball pressure in the ball 40 feet from the goal. Let's try to just keep it in front of us. Like
hmm
you, once again, you have to change kind of your rules. You have to change your scheme if it's not working. I know zones don't work very good in college, and I'm not a big zone guy. I think it's time to throw in a little bit of zone here and there. Like,
Yeah.
what's it gonna hurt?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do something different.
Yeah. Yeah. The getting to the basket. I mean, for several years, even Muss's teams, the way teams would just drive the lane and get to the basket. I'm just like, it's so frustrating. And then the way this team closes out to the basketball on a shooter, I'm like, it's like sixth grade level defense of just like lunging and like throwing a hand out there instead of like closing out and then half the time we're getting pump faked and driven around and getting to the basket or dumping it off to another shooter. And it's just like lunging and hoping at the
Yeah.
ball instead of closing out. It's frustrating.
Yeah, and closeouts are obviously really important, but when you keep having to help because your teammate gets beat off the dribble, you're getting
Mhm,
put in tough situations to close out.
mhm,
And that's one thing
mhm.
Muss did that was really unique was Muss taught he had his guys leave their feet on their closeouts. They jump as high as they can every time to try to run the guy off 3-point line. Like they're every time. So we were always taught, don't leave your feet, like
Yeah,
don't jump at the shooter. Well, Muss, that's what they did, dude. They flew at the 3-point shooter, made him put it on the ground, and just worked on rotating out of it. because he really wanted to take away the three ball. Now, I'm not saying that's the right way to do it, but like they had an identity. Like that's what they were
Mhm.
gonna do, whether it worked or like
Yeah.
that was what they were gonna do. And so, yeah, the closeouts are bad. The on ball defense is bad. Um, I don't know. I hope something changes. I'm not convinced it will. Um, one of the knocks on Cal is always he's been just kind of stubborn in what he is. Like, and that's fine. Like, I'm not gripe. I love Cal. I'm glad Cal's our coach.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, that's just one of the things is like he's not big on changes and making adjustments, and so we'll see. You know, last year, whatever he figured out something last year to get that team clicking after a slow
Yeah.
SEC start, and
Mhm.
um, you know, the bottom line is this is a little bit frustrating, a lot frustrating right now, but there's still time to turn it around. Um,
Yeah.
we're not going to change who we are. That's what I told everybody. We scored what 78 points. If you hold us to
Mhm.
78, you're going to beat us because we ain't holding you to 78. Like
Right.
like that's just it is what it is. So if you
Yeah.
hold us to 78, like that's the recipe to beat the Hogs. So, we're gonna have to be scoring in the mid 80s for us to win. Because we're not gonna hold teams in the mid 70s. But there's
Mhm.
still time to turn it around. There's still time to peak at the right time. Um, like I said earlier, I still think this team on any given night can beat anybody in the country. Um, the only difference is I think we could also lose to about anybody in the country.
Mhm.
Um, and so, we're 6-3 as we're at the halfway point of the SEC season, 9 games in. 6-3. I don't know if this is that far off from maybe where I thought we would be. I thought, like before SEC even started at all. Obviously looking back, you're thinking, well, should have beat Kentucky and be 7-2, but if you double up 6-3, you finish the SEC season at was that 12-6. So
Yeah.
um, I think that had us projected as a 5 seed in the tournament if we did go 12-6 in the SEC, which I'm not saying we will, but if we did just duplicate where we're at 12-6, a 5 seed playing Yale, that would be a disaster. I could just see Yale just
Right.
the Ivy League. Oh, I could just see it now. But
Oh, yeah.
I saw one bracketology that had us play Miami of Ohio, which is the only there's two undefeated teams left in college basketball: Arizona, Miami of Ohio, and so they popped into the top 25 this week. Miami of Ohio did, so I saw us
Mhm.
playing them in the first round on one bracketology. Uh, but yeah, I mean, would you be happy with 12-6? Our next two games are both on the road, but it's against LSU and Mississippi State. Well, Mississippi
Yeah.
State and LSU, two of the bottom feeders, if you will.
Yeah.
Um, but 12-6 tweak your fancy or not so much.
Yeah. And I'm happy. I'd be happy with 12-6. I think it's just, you know, 6-3 is probably about where I would have had us at this point. But it's like the way that it's transpired and like the way we look is just it's not comfortable. So yeah, it's like 12-6 sounds great, looks good on paper, but it's like how do we look on this back half of conference play and do we see some improvement? Like obviously last year going into tournament time, we had momentum. You could feel some things working. It clicked, you know. Once Wagner took over the point guard spot, it really started clicking with this team. And so and that's another thing. We gotta have these role players step up in a big way. Like Carter Knox needs to figure it out. Wagner needs to figure it out some more. Like if we're gonna make a deep run, we're gonna need those guys to step up and have better nights than what they've had the last 3, 4, 5 games. So um but yeah, so 12-6 on paper sounds great. Um it's just how do we look doing it? Um, are are we barely beating these bottom feeder teams, or are we, does something turn on and light bulb go off and we, make a run down the stretch to make us feel better about where we are right now. So
Well, going back to what you said, Pringle, Knox, and Wagner against Kentucky,
yeah.
40, I think I saw 42 minutes total,
Mm.
2 points, 1 rebound between those three guys.
Mm-hmm.
2 points and 1 rebound. And listen, Darius Acuff, he was 2 of 10 in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
I know he ended up with 22. It was a very inefficient 22.
Yeah.
But dude, he can't be Superman every game.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
just not how it works for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
These other guys have got to step up and contribute, not only when he's playing well, but especially when he's not playing well.
Mm-hmm.
It's called picking your teammate up. And
Yeah.
all this did, and I'm scared to death of this, all this last game showed was to Darius Acuff personally, I feel like it puts even more on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like it puts even more that he's like, yeah, these guys just can't do it. I got to do more, 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 more. And then that just weighs on you, especially as a true freshman. I don't care how good you are. As a true
Yeah.
freshman, that weighs on you. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, dude, these role players, man, they got to get it rolling. And dude, I mean, I love Billy Richmond. I mean, everybody's on the Billy Richmond bandwagon right
Yeah.
now, but
Yeah.
dude, he is. I just love that guy.
I do too.
And TV don't even do it justice.
Yeah.
If you sit there in person, I scored some insane seats, by the way, for that game.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, just seeing him so bouncy, like, and just so much effort. He's just playing so hard, and like the stuff you can't see on the TV camera, he's just flying around. And in person, you can see it happening before it happens. You're like, oh, here comes Billy, like, and then he
Mm-hmm.
snatches a rebound over a 6'11" guy. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
crazy. And on that dunk he had on that inbounds play, I've got the screenshot saved on my phone. I'll pull it up since I'm not filming with my phone. Dude, he took his last dribble.
Oh,
Dude,
he stopped in midair.
this that was the last dribble on that dunk. That ball is hitting the ground for the last time on that dunk. Dude,
Yeah.
make that make sense.
Yeah.
That's the
That,
last time the ball hit the floor on that drive. And
wow.
so that just makes it that much more impressive. Um,
Yeah. They
but
showed that replay about 8 times, and I uh I told Brooke, like, she was like cleaning up in the kitchen, and I was like, watch this. So like he literally stops like in midair
yeah,
and
it's
just threw it
insane.
down. Awesome.
It's insane.
I got out of my seat at the house on that one. That
Yeah.
one got lifted me up.
And at that point, like when he had that dunk, and that was after the technical,
Hmm.
and we pushed the lead up to we're up 4 now. You're like, well, here we go. About to
Yeah.
blow this thing open. We'll be up
Yep.
15 in no time.
Yeah.
And it was just the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Complete opposite.
Yeah.
And so
Not capitalize. That's the definition of not capitalizing on the opportunity.
yeah, dude. Three technicals in 40 seconds. We make a few free throws. We don't I think we scored on one of the 3 possessions we got after it. Like they come down and hit a 3 off an offensive rebound or something,
Yeah.
and it's just
Hmm.
insane. Insane. Um Last thing I'll talk about this game. Uh all week. I do this a lot, but especially on Kentucky week. I like to go check all the Kentucky media Twitter. Not fans. I don't care about their stupid fans. But their media personalities, because they do have a really big that's KSR, Kentucky Sports Radio. It's huge over there.
Hmm.
They have like 10 or 15 people that follow the Wildcats for them, and then other media personalities over there. And I even listened to some of their pods. I listened to the KSR radio show Friday on Spotify, and they're all like, yeah, last year, that was huge, but I don't even know what Arkansas's record is this year. I don't even care about Arkansas. Arkansas, Ole Miss, that's all the same to us. Like, we're past it. Like we're not, Cal's, he's been gone a year and a half, blah, 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 blah. Just another game. Just another game. Dude, those idiots after the game, don't ever tell me Arkansas is not your Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were acting, it was just insane, the things they were writing. Like, we are Kentucky's Super Bowl, and they can try to deny it all they want. One of their main media members took his shirt off, ran around the bar. This is a media guy. This is not a fan. This is one of their radio guys. Old guy took his shirt off. He's running around on the bar like some girl from the Coyote Ugly movie, dancing on top of the bar because they beat Arkansas. So don't come at us with this, oh, you're just another game. We don't care about Cal, these old news. No. You're not taking your shirt off, whipping it around like a helicopter, dancing for the bar for anybody but Arkansas. So they're just the holier than thou media and fan base of Kentucky is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you came in and you beat us. Yes, you did. I wish we would have played well. I would give you a lot more credit if we would have played well and you beat us. But we laid a freaking egg. You beat us. You deserve to win. Absolutely. You still lost. You're still jealous of Calipari and the success he's having. We're still winning the breakup. You still want Mark Pope fired because 72 hours ago, all y'all were calling for Mark Pope's head and saying it's not working and he's not the guy. And we don't want Cal back, but it sure as hell ain't Pope. Pope ain't the guy. So one win doesn't just magically give him a lifetime contract, I wouldn't assume, even though it was your Super Bowl. But as far as I'm concerned, we definitely still won the breakup.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the Twitter of the guy running around with his shirt off, you need to find that.
Yeah.
Imagine Derek Ruskin running around helicoptering. This is what that guy looked like.
Nobody wants to see that.
No.
Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see that. I would have said Bo Mattingly, but this guy is not 4'11", so he's no comparison there. Anyways, anything else about this game moving forward? Bye week.
I just move on.
Amen to that. Other sports news. We got Super Bowl coming up this week. On Friday's pod, we'll give our Super Bowl picks. We will I'll have a couple prop bets for us to go over or under on. We'll obviously do national anthem and all that. Over under.
Who is doing national anthem?
You know what? That's a great question. I bet it's hopefully it's someone better than is doing the halftime show.
Correct.
Let's see. Super Bowl national anthem. Something I've never heard. Charlie Puth?
I've heard the name. Let me.
Don't have any idea. Never heard of him.
I've heard the name. Let me look at his picture.
Brandy Carlisle is singing America the Beautiful. Never heard of her. I mean, what are we doing, NFL?
Yeah. What does Charlie Puth sing? Anyway.
So, yeah, not intrigued. I will definitely cannot wait for Kid Rock's halftime show. I'll be tuning into that.
Yes.
Um, I'd be curious to see what that looks like. But yeah, so that's coming up. I mean, college basketball this week. I mean, it's pretty. Football's winding down, so it's reporting to spring training here in a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
your Cardinals, everybody's talking about how they're going to be the worst Cardinals team in 20 years, but uh, that's coming up. So we'll dig into that a little closer to time.
Can't wait.
Big news, huge news. Post Malone and Jelly Roll coming to Razorback Stadium.
I didn't see that.
Oh, you're living in a cave today.
I have been.
It was announced this morning. Um, yeah, Posty and Jelly Roll coming to Razorback Stadium on July 11th, I believe.
Okay.
You a
Let's see.
Posty or Jelly Roll fan?
Uh, I dabble in a few. I liked. I didn't listen to an ounce of Post Malone until he came out with the country album,
Yeah,
and then I listened to that, and then Jelly Roll's got a few songs. He had a big night at the Grammys
he did.
uh, Sunday night, and he had a great speech after his third win.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might check that out. I mean, I'll have a new baby at home at
Woo.
that point,
Yeah,
but
buddy.
be a reason to get out of the house, you know.
That's right. I would 100% be there without a doubt, but I'll be in 30A. So
Ah, well,
we'll have our toes in the sand.
play my tiny violin for you. That's why you can't go.
Yeah, right. So a little bit bummed about that, but I'll take one for the team.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, no game for the Hogs this week. They don't play again until Saturday, so nothing to preview there. Mississippi State, boy, I feel like we have went down to the hump in Mississippi State in front of 6,000 people many a times as the better
Hmm.
team and gotten beat.
Yeah.
Um, even all the way back to the Nolan days. I
Hmm.
feel like that was a tough place. So we'll dig into that on Friday's pod. We'll dig into the Super Bowl. Hogs did stay in the top 25. They're ranked number 21, so dropped 6 spots, but still ranked. I was telling my dad, I was like, we're all so mad. I can't even remember how bad it must have been during even like the Mike Anderson years. That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Like Mike Anderson, I think he won one tournament game in 6 years. I think. Like, and here we are, like we're ranked in the top 25, and everybody's so mad, like
Hmm.
about this team, and I mean it's all relative to expectations and all that, but
Yeah.
boy, it's times were tough back in the day. Times were tough. So,
Oh yeah.
um, anyways, that is going to wrap us up at the Never Yield Pod. So, give us a like, a follow, a subscribe, all the main platforms and social media pages. Been trying to keep the TikTok going. So if you're not following us on TikTok, that seems to be our hottest social media platform right now. Let's see the last video on TikTok. We were at 4,000 views. So
Okay.
I don't know if that's a lot on TikTok or not, but 4,000 people at least swiped through our video on TikTok. Uh,
Nice.
with 57 likes and 65 comments, and I'm not even reading them.
Yeah.
I'm not even 65 comments. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
Uh,
crazy.
well, before we wrap up the pod today, this I saw this question come up on it wasn't a question for us, but it was just like a question to just general college fans, and so I wanted to propose it to you and see what you would choose here, and give us a comment uh on the pod here, which one you would choose. But it says, what option would you rather take for your college in the next 10 years? So over the span of the next decade, what would you choose? Two options, option A, option B. Option A, 2 football national championships. Option I know it's funny because we're talking about Arkansas, but just in theoretically.
Yeah, yeah.
Theoretically. All right. So option A is 2 football national championship. Option B is 1 football national championship, 1 men's basketball, 1 women's basketball, and 1 baseball national championship.
Oh, that's easy. Dude, for Dave Van Horn, dude, I would take 0 football if you would give me 1 basketball and baseball in the next 10 years. I would take 0 football, much less 1.
Okay. I mean, I would want the 1, but with the 1 football, I would choose that one.
What if it was 0 football? So you get 2 football in 10 years or 1 men's basketball, 1 baseball. No
That's
football.
tough. That's so tough. I've gotten to see we were young, but I got to see a basketball one. Never even come close to a football one.
Well.
I mean,
we were ranked number 3 in the country in
that was
2011.
postseason. That we didn't even make a. We didn't make a. That year wasn't the year we even made the BCS bowl. Um. That's a tough one. I'm probably taking the 2 football.
Man,
If I'm being honest.
I'm sending this to Dave. I'm sending this clip to Dave
Hey,
Van Horn, because I know you're a baseball guy. We haven't even got into college baseball yet, but
I know.
but
I love Dave and I love the baseball Hogs, but you give me 2 football national championships, I'm probably leaning that way.
yeah. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be mad with either option, but
Yeah.
I would.
But if you give me 1 football, 1 basketball, and 1 baseball, I'm taking that one.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
I thought it was an interesting question.
That is an interesting question. I mean, obviously, I love football, and if we're ever in a college football playoff, I'll be there.
Oh yeah.
First round, all 4 games.
Yeah.
I'll take out a loan. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, you give me a basketball and a baseball natty, 2 for 1. Oh, come on.
Yeah. That's
a good deal. Anyways,
obviously it's a
yeah, let us
me
know. Let us know. Get up in the comments. Let us know which one you'd rather have. So and like we've said numerous times, but once we get to the dog days of summer, we'll have a lot more questions like that, rankings, top 5, would you rathers. We'll get into the real meat potatoes of the important stuff in the dog days of summer. So
yeah.
anyways, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe, find us on TikTok. Go dig in those 65 comments and let me know what they say, because I'm just gonna not look. So anyways,
Yeah.
Andrew, take us home, my man.
All right. Stay classy. Never yield. Let's get back on track. Let's finish out the back half strong. Go Hogs.
Go Hogs.